So we wanted to share with you some of the best secrets that we've got on how we've built our dream life so that you can too. And I know you've got a story to start out with.
I do have a story. It's a very simple story, but it's a good explanation. So I was at the laser hair removal place getting some laser hair removal done, and I walked in and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. I was just really, really happy and talking to the front desk lady. And I was like, I just love coming here because I went to this other place before and, they just kind of didn't do a very good job, but everyone here is so friendly and they do such an amazing job. And I just was authentically just grateful for them. And what happened at the end of my treatment, I came out to check out and she was like, you know what? I'm just going to tell them that the machine was broken today. And so you get an extra treatment. I got a free extra treatment just from being nice. And it wasn't like I was trying to get it, but it was just being nice to the lady and chit-chatting with her and, not really expecting anything, but being nice and friendly.
This is a huge thing. It's probably going to not be what you thought it would be, but that's how many things are in life. You go after this and it's actually this, but that's actually the real thing. So there's 13 things we want to give you today that are secrets that we do day by day in, day out, that just magically makes magical things happen. But it's not magic because we actually do it, and not even like intentionally. It's just who we are now. But like people have asked us, like, how does this stuff happen to you guys? I'm like, I don't even know. It just happens. But then I started reverse engineering it. Like, well, I think it's these things I'm doing, and we both do. Yeah. So number one is say thank you. Appreciate people. And if you can always say thank you, but like if you say, hey, I appreciate you. Like people that, service workers, you're at a restaurant, like the person that brings the water, be like, hey, I just want to let you know that you're appreciated. Thank you for helping me today. And they're just like, they're blown. Nobody does this for them. And if you do it, they're like instantly, they remember you. They want to get to know you. They're just like, oh, they treat you better, all these great things. Number two is recognize people. Recognize people for a job well done. Because if they do a good job when you recognize them, if obviously they feel good, but they do more of it and they remember that you recognize them, they'll want to do more of those things for you.
Number three, remember names. This is really important. Yeah. Think about in your own life, if somebody you haven't seen in a while and they like come back and they're like, oh my gosh, Mandi, it's so great to see you. And they're like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel important. I feel remembered. And you're like, want to connect with them more. It's a connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number four, write good reviews. That's a good one.
Oh, this is a great way to get special attention.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Write reviews, tell your friends, like, oh, hey.
Go on Yelp.
Yeah.
Go on Facebook.
All of it,
make a review somewhere. Yeah. Tell friends
I get free clothes, actually. The lady I buy clothes from, I write good reviews for her. I send people over. Every time I come, I'm like, oh, I'm bringing a friend. She gives me free stuff all the time.
Yeah, somebody went on to, so we have a dating coaching program as well, and somebody went on to my fan page for that and wrote a good review. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing thing. And so what do you think that did to me as the service provider? I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go deliver even more to this person now. It's like, so exactly. So that's a cool thing. Speaking of, you just helping out more.
Yeah.
So helping out is number 5. This is fantastic. So I've done a coaching program where I invested $15,000 into getting help. And I actually not only did the work and all the things, but I actually started helping out. Now you might be thinking, well, Jonah, if you just spent 15 grand for services, shouldn't you just sit back and let them serve you? But I was like, yeah, that's what everyone else is doing though. If I actually help out and contribute to the community and contribute and all these great things and add value, add positive energy, support, encourage people, what do you think happened as a result? I quickly stood out as this is actually a person I want to invest more into because this person's investing more than everyone else is investing. So they invested more into me. It was really fascinating. I didn't even realize that would happen. I was like excited to be there and excited to be a part of something cool. And then as a result, I quickly got more attention from the team, the service providers, and got a way better service. So that was kind of a cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6.
Say nice things. Don't be bossy or demanding. People resent working for you. Yeah. That's true. I've definitely been in bad moods before, and I like walked in and was like, a little irritated or frustrated, and I could tell, like, in the person I was, getting help from, they're like, oh, I don't really want to deal with this person.
Right.
Let's just give them
What's
what
the minimum they need to get out
let's just get them what they bought and just get them out of here as quickly as possible, right?
Yeah, being bossy will get you the minimum that they could possibly give you to get rid of us, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, being bossy or demanding, I've seen a lot of things of people that are like, oh, if I really ask a lot and I'm very demanding and very forceful on people, they'll give me more. It's like,
No.
maybe
Think about yourself if
they'll,
somebody did that
like,
to you.
they
Yeah.
have to, but they won't do it out of love. They'll do it out of like, I just want to get rid of this person. And that
Yeah.
energy, sure,
And it
impacts.
comes back later. Like maybe you'll need a job later on from that person, or you'll want to work with somebody that knows that person, and they're like, oh, that person was super demanding and bossy, and
And it goes around.
Yeah.
People talk.
yeah, people talk.
Like, oh, that person, don't even want to deal with them. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. So that's interesting. Number 7 is don't complain. Complainers never make real progress. This is interesting. So people, I think there's some folks that are like, oh, I don't like this vegetarian dish, or oh, the fish didn't this, and they're always like sending food back, and they're always like, they're just being very naggy and complaining. Complaining energy, once again, you think you might get more from that, but it actually, people are just like, oh, this person is like, you might get a handout if you're complaining, but you'll never walk out of there with a handful.
That's a good statement. Number 8, don't ask for discounts. Okay.
I got a funny one on discounts.
tell me
I had a
about
client once in my dating coaching program who was like, is there any discounts that you can give me? And I'm like, well, let me ask you a question. Do you want to be a discount client? Should I treat you like a discount client? Should I give everybody else priority and not you? Like, do you think that's going to really ultimately give you what you want? And it's like, it just gives you a bad, like, oh, this person just wants like an 80% service. They're not really, you know. So what I've also learned is if you tip people, they do even more for you.
Yeah.
It's like so discounts are the opposite of tipping.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
And it's just
That's a
like,
good
I've even
point.
asked people, I've even asked like Uber drivers, I'm like, hey, can you help me with the suitcases? I'll give you a tip.
Yeah.
And I just let them know you're going to pay them more. They're going to all of a sudden
I
be like,
always
I'm
say
in.
that.
What do you want to do? Like, can you go take this thing over? I've had people do things
Yeah.
that wouldn't normally be done because they've just said, can you do this? And I'll,
Yeah.
compensate you for it. So go over the top. You'll get way over the top, but you try to, cut and do this. It doesn't usually work out in the long run. Should I cover this one?
Yeah.
So this is interesting. So don't be a victim. See, a lot of people, I think, because we have a company in personal development and help change lives and different programs, but there's a lot of people that come in like with a victim story of like, oh, woe me, this sucks, my life. And we can relate. We've all been victims.
We've all been victimized.
We've all been victimized. The story is there. How you use a story may seem to be getting ahead, like, oh, you tell a friend, oh, I got a flat tire today. Oh no, let me, that's fine, okay, but what happens is when a victor hears a victim story, they get off-put by that. They're like, oh, that's not the right energy. So what we found is that by trying to utilize like the victim story, it doesn't create an empowerment path ahead. It just creates someone who's like, oh, I feel bad, like here's $1, go buy yourself, a bottle of water at the 7-Eleven. We help people, but like the victims, it doesn't come off like you'd think. Especially, like even in the court system, you write out some long thing about, oh, my victim story. You don't think the judge has all day long reads victim stories? They know what this person's just kind of complaining and just whiny.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't work like we think it would. It doesn't work like it did when we were 8 years old and we're like, oh, I want a candy bar. I've had a candy all day, and that works when we're 7, but it doesn't work when we're 27, 37, 47, 57. Yeah.
This one, look at there's a storm over here.
You can see. Oh, the rain clouds.
Yeah.
And there's actually rain coming down. That's cool. Let's see. Last couple here we have.
Number 10, show up.
Yeah.
Just show up. Just
keep your
be
appointments.
There. Yeah. Keep your appointments. Don't move appointments around. Just show up.
It's super cute.
Yeah.
Like I have like a 99.9% show up rate to my appointments. Like if you're on my calendar, I'm there. Like we have our company's team meeting. I got the highest attendance rate.
You've been to every single one.
I've missed one.
Oh, okay.
We both missed one at the same time from traveling. We were speaking in London. We couldn't make the Monday meeting. So I have like the highest show up rate of anybody that I know. And all that means is that I receive the most.
Yeah.
Because I'm there. If you're there, you show up. You show up to a call you booked. You show up to a class you're going to take. You show up to a date. You got to show up. If you don't show up, you can't receive. Right? It's like things come up. I get it. Part of life is like being like, look, I've already committed. This needs to happen. I can put you in tomorrow. Like today I'm committed. Like not letting emergencies take you off path. That's super key to achievement as well.
Number 10, be on time. It kind of goes.
Oh, that's number
goes
11.
together. Oh, sorry. Number
They'll be
11,
like, wait, I missed one. Yeah. So number 11 is be on time. There you go.
Yeah. So that's just, it ties into it, showing up. But like, just be on time. If you show up late, people are like, they're thrown off. They're like, did I get the right time? Like, what's going on? And so when you show up to get whatever, do whatever you're meant to do, it's like the person's already thrown off. They're not going to provide the best service.
I am so guilty if I show up to a restaurant 5 minutes after reservations.
That's true.
Made.
I'm like, we're good.
So we have a 7 p.m. and it's like they're not gonna like let the table go at 7:07. I'm like, I'm like 2 minutes before a chiropractic appointment. I'm already calling like I'm gonna be 3 minutes late, and they're like, "Thanks for letting us know." I don't know if it's sarcastic or they actually appreciate it, but they certainly,
they do. They do.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Okay, let people. I'm gonna do this with number 12. Let people do their job. Super interesting. What does this mean? This is called be coachable, right? So like I've worked with people. So like I'm trying to think of a couple of examples, but like we did some landscaping on your house before we moved, from the house. And so it's like I didn't go out there to landscapers and be like, that's how you dig, that's how you put the flower there. I didn't like meddle in their business. I was just like, you guys know what you're doing. That's why we hired you to come in here. Yeah, you're the experts. You're the landscapers. You come in here and do it right. But it's amazing how many people I've worked with personally, or I've worked with our team and team members and programs, that they come in like, let me tell you how this works. It's like, oh, okay, wonderful. So it's like, oh, you already know this. Why are you here? It's like,
why don't you just
imagine going to your attorney and saying, this is the way the law works. Imagine going to your doctor. This is the way the blood works. Yeah, this is medical stuff. And, there's a lot of on the flip side, maybe you do know, but most people don't actually know. They're just saying
it's a balance. It's a balance,
right? Like
everyone does know inherently what's best for them, but you should seek expert advice and then
let them
listen to that advice. And then how do you, and put that into your own life? Yeah.
Yeah. Number 13. Want to close it out?
Make it easy to help you. Oh my God, it shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be like...
Make it fun.
Make it fun.
Make it fun to help you.
Yeah.
Make it easy. Make it simple as best we can. Obviously, we do a lot of transformational work with people that are having tremendous situations. So there's a lot going on in people's lives. They're triggered. They're in trauma. They're in angst. They're in anger. They're stressed.
But you actually say this perfectly. That just made me think of this. It's like when you receive a message from someone, do you get excited, or do you dread it?
Yeah,
So like if it's the service provider sitting there and getting messages from all the clients or whatever they're doing, is like, or seeing that person's name on their appointment books, are they like, oh God? Or are they like, oh great, I'm so excited. Let me click this open. I want to see what they said.
If they have a positive experience working with you, then they're going to give you the first. And it's
easy. I know from dealing or looking at messages and stuff too. It's like I see a message from somebody that always is so like wanting so much, and it's like so confusing and stuff. Like I'm like, oh God, I don't want to even open that one. But if it's somebody that I know and like asks very simple, straightforward questions, I'm like, oh great, I know this is going to be like a pretty quick response here. So
yeah. Make it easy to support you.
Make it easy.
These are the secrets. I know that you're like, wait, that was different than I was expecting, but it's like we're in the world. There are other people. We're all together in this, right? And so when we go out there and spread positivity, spread love, spread gratitude, it comes back. People want to associate. They want to help. They want to do more than the call of duty. But if we go around with the, complain, don't show up, come late, be a victim, you're not nice, and you're being bossy, people just, they might just like, okay, here's your food, sir, but like, we spat in the food, it's like they don't really want you to be there. They're trying to rush you out. Here's the check. Please get out of here. Yeah. But now when we go out to places, they know our names. They remember we went out last 2 nights ago.
She was like, you're going to want this, and this.
She's like, you want this gluten-free. You don't want this on it. You want the gluten-free, what's it called? The hot thing, the pita bread. I was like, why are they? But that's what I'm saying. It's like when you recognize people, when you remember their name, we memorized the waitress's name. We went to the host table, and she's like, "Oh, we're gonna be over there." It's like, "Oh, we know the woman's name," and it's just be a part of it. Be connected. It's like a big secret. Yeah, connection's a huge secret. So I hope that was fascinating for each of you. And I guess unless you've got anything else to toss in, I guess we'll catch the next one.
Thank you.
See you soon.